All right, so the other issue with this whole project is you have people like the Nulo people of the Chemehueve Indian tribe down in Arizona, California, right on the border, right along the river, who have lived along the Colorado River for thousands of years as far as any oral history or anything goes by. This has been their water, this has been their lifeline, and they're not the only tribe. In fact, this is an area where lots of tribes are still really thriving. You have the Havasupai, the Fort Mojave, and of course, one of the big issues is within the Colorado Water Compact, the 7 states really did not do a very good job of including the Diné Nation, or what many people know as the Navajo people. But there are all kinds of outstanding litigation claims and that's this big state right here. People don't realize how big the Diné Nation is at the Four Corners. It's bigger than some states, and they have a lot of water rights that have yet to be litigated. And this is so poisoning water that goes downstream to indigenous peoples is a continuation of hundreds of years of genocide. People think that the genocide was something that finished and was done. Geez, if they'll even admit that it was a genocide. But even if they do, many people think that it's over. That's our history, that's our past. But it's important that people see that this racist project is a continuation of that genocide. And on top of that, these are also sacred spaces and sacred places. There's some people who, will hug a tree no matter where it stands, and then there are other people who want it to be a special tree. Well, let me convince you that these are really special rocks and special trees. This water that flows down from and by the proposed U.S. oil sands, tar sands development flows through Canyonlands National Park. If you've ever seen Horseshoe Point, pictures of that at the confluence between the Green and Colorado River, that's this poisoned water we're talking about. A little bit further down, Lake Powell, where thousands, if not millions of people recreate, that's the poisoned water we're talking about. Down to the Grand Canyon itself, we're talking about poisoning the water that runs through the Grand Canyon on all the way down to Mexico, where the Colorado River naturally would flow, but it's so utilized by all of these 30 million water consumers that it doesn't even actually run to the ocean any longer. And on top of that, the last 10 years are the driest years on record for this Colorado River Basin. It's severely overallocated. Essentially, the states in the Colorado River Compact have made promises with each other that none of them can keep because you can't negotiate with Mother Nature. And so the water is incredibly scarce. For decades, we thought we had more than we would actually turn out to have here in 2012. And yet, so to quote actually the general manager of Metropolitan Water District, Jim Keitlinger, he serves water to 18 million Southern Californians in Los Angeles, San Diego, and 24 other cities. His quote is, "We have other sources of energy. We do not have other sources of water." And I think that tar sands are the dirtiest fossil fuel on the planet. I don't think that they should be developed anywhere on the planet, but especially not in the Colorado River Basin, especially not with this new hucksterish technology that the company itself even admits has never been used anywhere else on the planet. This is a terribly fragile biome to be making a guinea pig for toxic tar sands. It's despicable.